Hello everyone. Today we are going to focus on Google Apps and extensions. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and begin this presentation. I have already posted a couple of things in the, I'm going to start here. In the Google Plus communities, I have added this. This was just, I have a presentation and I've added that link to the presentation because in the presentation, I'll show you in just a minute, you'll be able to click straight from there, just like you can click straight from this PDF to get these extensions that you might like. I like the way Vicki has this divided, and this reading and writing literacy super kit. All of these are awesome, and I have most of these in my presentation in just a minute, but you know, it's just like with iPad apps. There's an app for everything. Well, there are also extensions and Google apps for everything. So we're gonna just try. Like I said, I have posted this and I've also posted the presentation, so you'll be able to click right from here to add these extensions and apps to your Chrome browser. So I wanted to show you this, and then this is another, these are just apps and extensions I didn't even get around to posting in the presentation because I quickly realized that we weren't going to be in school tomorrow at this time. So I wanted to go ahead and get this recorded today. So anyway, but these are just for math, and there is just a you know, a ton of information here, and so these might be some really good ones for our upper math classes, middle school and high school classes. So definitely take a look at this, and I will post the link. This is just a blog post. So I will post this link in those comments of the presentation as well. So I wanted to bring your attention to that though. So let's get back and get going with this. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be looking at the Chrome Web Store today and some of these extensions. Before I get started, let's just go back and review how to get to the web store. So when you open a new tab in Chrome, you'll notice way over here on the left, there is some little colored dots and it says show apps. Also, if you don't have this bookmark bar, we talked about this in the presentation last week, but all you have to do is come over here to these three little dots. Or if your browser, your Chrome browser is not updated, it may be 3 lines and it looks like a hamburger. But either way, regardless, you're gonna click that and you're gonna go down to bookmarks and you're going to say show bookmark bar. Okay, if you don't, with this unchecked, then you're not going to see that bookmark bar. Of course, mine didn't go away because I'm not going to refresh my screen right now. But to set it up, make sure that you go click over here on this right hand side, bookmarks, show bookmark bar. Okay, so when we get here in our new tab, we can click apps. Okay, these are all the apps that I have downloaded on in my Chrome browser. Okay, I have 2 pages. These across the top by the address bar, those are my extensions, and I actually have a lot more you know, you have to sign into your browser. You'll notice that your name is here. But if you sign into your browser on every device, then your same apps and extensions will follow that Chrome browser, okay? So, you know, if you're like me, you have 2 different accounts, so you need to, you know, kind of watch that. I would definitely say I'm logged in here with my Gmail. I definitely need to go here and to my GadsdenCitySchools.org account, slowly but surely. I'm going to add a person here, and okay. So now I am signed in here to my, I'm signing in to my GadsdenCitySchools.org account. Okay, so that is telling your Chrome that you want it to sync slowly but surely. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get out of this one and come back over here because it doesn't really matter. Okay, so, but I want you to know the difference in apps and extensions, and we'll talk more about that in just a minute. But remember, your extensions are up here at the top. Think of them as an extension of your address bar, okay? And your apps are here on your screen, your home screen. Okay, see all my apps, my extensions that I have loaded. Okay, so still I'm going to go back to this. Okay, so, but to get apps and extensions, you're going to go here to the web store, and you can type in, if you know a particular name, you can browse. Right now I'm looking at extensions, but I can also come down here to apps. I prefer extensions because they are easily accessible. Okay, I use my extensions a lot more than I use my apps. You can come down here to categories, and like accessibility would be a good one. I thought there was a education, but maybe it's because I'm not signed into my GadsdenCitySchools.org account. Well, yes, I am. Okay, so, but the accessibility, if you have students with, you know, reading issues or sight issues, these are going to be some great extensions for you under accessibility, okay? Read and Write for Google is one that we're going to talk about in just a minute. Readability, and you'll notice when I mouse over them, it gives you a little overview, okay? So you can decide if you want to, in fact, download it, okay? But so let's just, I'm going to show you how to install one. You're just going to click it, and you're going to say Add to Chrome. And it's checking to see if you already have it. And you just say Add Extension. And then see here it pops up right here. Okay, now you can manage your extensions by clicking here on your little dots and going down to settings, and there is you know, a place for you to manage your extensions. If you download one that you don't want, you can disable it, or you can trash it, okay? If it is driving you crazy up here and you're not using it, then just trash it, or disable it. That will keep it in your library And then you could just go back and enable it rather than having to re-download it, if you think you might need it. But so there is, and when I'm looking to download, there may be more than one note app or extension. So I would definitely look at the number of users and stars that are there. You probably do that when you're downloading iPad apps. So I would definitely go with this sticky note rather than this sticky note, because it only has 3. So that's just a little bit about that. Okay, so when you go, I don't know why my education is not coming up, but you could, also search by category. A lot of the, productivity apps will be apps that you would use in your classroom, but I thought there was an education category, but I am not seeing it. So, okay, so that's just a little bit. I'm going to get back to my presentation because I feel like I'm jumping around everywhere. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and present to everyone. Here's the link I was telling you about that I posted in the comments in the Google Plus community, because like I said, you will want to get a copy of this so you can look at those different apps and extensions. And you will need your GadsdenCitySchools.org account. You will need to log in using that account rather than another account. Okay, so here's just a little quick video about the web store.
There are millions of web apps across the internet. They come in all shapes and sizes for any use under the sun. Most of us, though, still only use 5 or 6 web apps a day, and we rarely try new ones. Why is that? Well, for one thing, it can be hard to find the right apps. Sometimes you don't even know that there's a web app out there that can help you do a particular task. For instance, editing a video online, let alone where to find it or which one you should choose. And even if you find a particular app, you might hesitate to try it out if doing so means sharing private information like your credit card number with a developer you've never heard of before. If all of this sounds familiar, then you should check out the Chrome Web Store. The Chrome Web Store is an online marketplace where you can search or browse through categories to discover new web apps. You can study user reviews and ratings, and if you find a web app you really like, you can create a convenient shortcut on your Chrome browser's new tab page to easily access it. In the Chrome Web Store, besides apps, you can even find themes that let you change the look of your browser, and thousands of extensions, the small programs that add features to Chrome like email notifications and pricing alerts. In general, we've designed the Chrome Web Store to be easy to use, fun to discover new apps, and an information-rich place. Want to check it out? Just click on the store icon on your new tab or go to chrome.google.com/webstore. Let's see what you discover.
Okay, and let me say this also. Those of you that have Chromebooks, I told you last week the nice thing about Chromebooks is that you really there's no management. So if you have an app or an extension that you want to use with your students and you want to send it out to everyone at one time, send me the name of that and I can download it in the management console, and your students and yourself will get a notification. Your admin has added, Fluency Tutor to your Chromebook. So that's a really, really cool thing, and I wanted to make you aware of. If you find some great apps and extensions that you want all of your students to have, email me and I will send it out for you. That makes it really easy. Okay, so here we go again with me scrolling crazy. Okay, so remember what I said. Apps are found on your new tab, home screen, whatever you want to call it, and extensions are up here beside your address bar. Think of them as an extension of the address bar. So apps run inside your browser with a dedicated interface and are located in the apps folder or the shelf. And the shelf is down here at the bottom. If you have Chromebooks, then you can, pin them to your shelf, and that's what they're talking about. Extensions are features to your Chrome browser that are located in your browser. Okay, so remember we said they are an extension to your address bar. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit more about the difference in an extension and an app.
Extensions are little programs which add useful features and functionality to your browser. To start, visit the Extensions section of the Chrome Web Store. Click Extensions to browse through the entire gallery of extensions or search for a particular extension. You can also filter extensions by categories, like blogging or shopping. When you find something you like, you can try it out by simply clicking Install. Everything is easy and instantaneous. There's no need to restart your browser. If more features are added to an extension in the future, you'll have them automatically, without having to constantly check for updates. There are extensions for everyone, but here are some that I like to use. Whenever I stumble across a cool website, my first thought is to share. But I don't want to interrupt what I'm doing to go to another site or to my email. Shareaholic for Google Chrome is an extension that lets me share the web page I'm viewing. All I need to do is sometimes it's not just about sharing a cool web.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right here. I'm not going to take all of your time. You'll have this presentation. You can look at this later. But thinking about the Shareaholic, there is an extension to share to Google Classroom. So for those of you that are Google Classroom users, that will be one that you will want to share to that you'll want to add to your browser. Okay, so remember the extensions are here by your address bar and they're going to work within your browser. And now we're going to look at apps.
When the web started, websites were simple. They had text. When you were sick of text, you could have more text, and then an image, and then more text. The web, in essence, was about reading. Doing was reserved for programs you installed in your computer. Over time, though, websites evolved. They became faster and more responsive and added richer graphics, audio, video, and animations. Today, websites offer features that are pretty much like those found in applications installed from a CD. We can write and send emails, play games, edit photos, watch videos, and more. One of the cool things about web apps, as we call this new generation of websites, is that you never have to update them. Every time you visit Gmail, for example, you automatically enjoy its latest version with its newest features. And you can use web apps from any device with a browser. Your office computer, your personal laptop, even your phone. At Google, we designed our web browser, Chrome, specifically to run web apps, keeping it faster and up to date with the latest web features, like 3D graphics and apps that work offline. We've now taken Chrome's support for web apps to the next level with the Chrome Web Store, our new online marketplace. Try a web app from the Chrome Web Store, and you'll get a colorful new shortcut to this app in your new tab page. And don't worry, you can easily remove an app if you want to. There are thousands more apps waiting for you to discover them at chrome.google.com/webstore. Have fun exploring.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at some apps and extensions that you might be interested in. And I've got these do not have the link, so you would have to search these. WeVideo is Google's video editing app. So you may have used that app on an iPad. So now you can install that app from the web store and have it there in your browser. Screencastify is simply screencasting. I talked about that. It is an extension up here. I talked about that in an earlier session where I talked about with the how the music teachers, the students, it'll allow you to record your screen, but it will also record a picture and your voice. So the music teachers were going to have the students pull up a piece of music, and they were going to then the student would record their screen and also record themselves playing the piece of music. In the classroom, it would be a great digital portfolio piece where you could record student fluency or writing for, like I said, to create digital portfolios to share with parents and to document, progress throughout the course of the year. Bitly is the URL shortener. There's also a Google URL shortener. So both of those you can add as extensions. Padlet is the collaborative wall idea. We also talked about Padlet. So that is another one that you might want to add. I wanted you to see that really anything that you may have used on your iPad or that you use on your desktop computer will more than likely be available as an app or an extension. So anything that you can think of, get in there and explore. PicMonkey is just a image editing and pixel. So both of those are great. Okay. Another great productivity extension is editing MS Office files. You can import your Office files into Google Drive, but you have to open them, or you have to actually, convert them to a Google Doc or a Google Sheet or a Google Slide presentation. With this extension, it will allow you to edit them as Word documents or Excel documents within docs or within sheets, okay? But it still saves it as the original Office file. So those of you that are diehard Microsoft fans, here you go. This one's for you. So here are some more. These are not necessarily classroom app extensions. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because I have a lot more that I think are better. I kind of borrowed from other presentations that I found online. So some of this is, other people's. Okay, so these are apps. Remember, they are on the new tab on your screen, okay? The ones before that were extensions, okay? So here are even more. Those Quizlet fans, Quizlet is an app. Mathboard is an app. That's an app that a lot of us, a lot of my elementaries use on their iPads. So again, anything that you can think of is probably going to be there. Okay, so here are some of the ones that I wanted to share with you, and some that that I have on my in my browser as well. So I was telling you, there's the Bitly shortener, and there's also, here's the Google URL shortener. Awesome Screenshot is one that I use a lot. You can, if you take a lot of screenshots, you can capture certain portions of the page, or you can capture the whole page, and it will allow you to annotate. So that is a great one to have. Another one that I love is Snagit, and that's this little S, but I could not, when I was looking today, I could not find Snagit in the store. So I'm thinking that obviously they have removed that. So I don't know if my Snagit's going to work, but I use my Snagit a lot too to record my desktop. But again, we have the Screencastify that works really nicely too. Screencastify, they will only let you record up to 10 minutes at a time. So keep that in mind. Readability is one of those that Vicki Davis had on her list. It helps you to better read online, turning your web pages into, you know, a more user-friendly layout. And again, it's going to be very helpful for your students, your struggling readers, or your students who maybe would be distracted as they read by ads. There's also another one called Ad Blocker. So, and it does a lot of the same things in that it's going to take out those ads and focus your students more on the content on the page. Quick Mark QR codes lets kids go to the QR codes by right-clicking on them so that you can send out lists of resources. I know we have a lot of trouble with QR readers. Last week I had 2 different teachers call and say their QR reader wasn't working that they, you know, had planned to use in their classroom that day. So, you know, that might be a great extension for you to check out because it's going to eliminate that. Add to Drive. I told you about the Add to Classroom. Here is my Add to Drive. And so if you have something that you can just very quickly hit Add to Drive, you're going to need to sign in ahead of time, get the, you know, there'll be some setup, but it will, rather than having to, you know, open another tab and sign in, it just makes it very quick and easy. Google Dictionary is a great one for those of you that, you know, I mean, everybody needs a dictionary to have your students, for your students. Okay, there's one down here that's kind of cut off, and it's called Print Friendly, and that's one that I just discovered this week when I was getting ready for this presentation, and I love my Print Friendly because a lot of times I have, you know, I run across a website that I need that information, like I want to print it and keep it. And so, you know, you can do the Control P to print your page, and a lot of times that will work. But this makes it a nice print-friendly page for you to print, and it also allows you to download that print-friendly version as a PDF. So, and it does it all right there in the extension. Awesome, awesome, that I love. It's called Print Friendly. Okay, Announceify, let Chrome do the talking. There are several text-to-speech apps and extensions available. I told you about the read and write for Chrome. Again, check out that accessibility section in the Chrome Web Store, because especially if you have children that need this, this feature. The Google Voice is another one that's going to do the reverse. Your student can speak into it and it's going to turn it into text. So both of these apps would be very, very beneficial. Google Cast will allow your Chromebooks to Cast to your desktop, that, and then, you know, for projection purposes, sorry. Google Docs Quick Create, add a simple menu to your browser to quickly create docs, spreadsheets, presentations, forms, drawings, and, you know, instead of having to go up here and click another tab and go to your waffle to choose the extension, or to choose the application, if you have the extension up here, and I haven't even downloaded this one. Again, that's another one that I came across that I didn't know about, but I think that would be so awesome. So I definitely plan on adding that extension. Here's the read and write that I was telling you about, and down at the bottom is a video we'll show in just a minute, but this is going to be great for any of your struggling readers or writers, EL students. It allows them to hear. This is another extension that I have that converts text to speech. I told you I have several different ones. This one is another one. I think it's called Speak It. So there's tons out there. I would suggest downloading a couple with the best reviews. We talked about how you can look at those stars and look at the number of people that have downloaded it and look at some of the reviews. I would download a couple and see which one is the most user-friendly for your students. Some of them you have to highlight all of the text and then click and then click the speaker and it will read it. But some of the others you may have that that work more easily, and especially if you have younger students, then you know, it might be hard for them to highlight all that text. So definitely check out several of those. Let's see if this will let us. Yes. Read and write.
Has your school, district, or university education doubled from 2010 to 2012 and is expected to do so again in 2014?
Obviously, this is an old video.
Quickly becoming the go-to choice for many schools. But what about accessibility? For example, how do you ensure that all of your students, especially struggling readers and writers, those with learning disabilities such as dyslexia, or English language learners, have the supports that they need to access the same content as their peers? Read and Write for Google is the answer. Read and Write for Google integrates with the web and Google Drive. It offers access to Google Docs, PDFs, EPUBs, and more on Macs, PCs, and Chromebooks. Read and Write for Google includes an interactive toolbar that works within your Google Documents to provide read-aloud support with dual color highlighting. It also offers an array of support tools for students, including word prediction, a talking and picture dictionary, speech input, a translator, study skills tools, and more. A web toolbar brings similar supports to web pages in Google Chrome. It also includes a Simplify button to isolate text and remove clutter from websites. Users can then choose to summarize the text and access any of the other supports on the toolbar. Support for PDF files in Google Drive is also available, with many of the same tools used in Google Docs and the web. In addition, typewriter and push-pin annotation tools are also included. EPUB support makes EPUBs accessible with read-aloud, support tools, and annotations. All of these tools are included in one online solution that can be given to a single user, group of users, or pushed out to your entire domain. Pretty cool, right? Try Read and Write for Google free from the Chrome Web Store today. If you are a teacher, be sure to register for the free premium access. For more information, visit www.texthelp.com.
Okay, so definitely check out Read and Write for Google. Okay, here's some more apps. Fluency Tutor is a great one for your elementaries that are, you know, needing some fluency practice. I know with fluency practice, it gets very monotonous, so we have to try to vary our method a little bit. So this would be another great tool for you. Edpuzzle is one that we have talked about in the past as well. It will allow you to take a video and insert questions or voice notes or text for the students. So it makes that video more interactive, and that is a great, great tool. News ELA or Newzilla, however you want to pronounce it. A lot of our social studies teachers utilize that. And so there is an app for that as well. Powtoon EDU lets you create awesome presentations and animated videos. This would be a great, great tool for you to use if you're interested in flipped classroom, or if you're already using that, this would be another great delivery method for you in your arsenal. Books That Grow was one that I was not familiar with, but I think it sounds great. It does not have a lot of users, so I'm not sure. And like I said, I haven't added it, but it is a levelized reading application with ebooks, and the students can go in and choose, which books they would like to read. Well, it does have a lot of users. It just doesn't have a lot of reviews. So, the nice thing about it is that it would be great with your struggling readers or your ELs as well, because the ebooks adapt to the user's readability. So that's really nice, and I thought that was definitely one to check out, and I wanted to bring it up because it's kind of cut off down there in the presentation. Okay, well, okay, so I think that is all of the apps and extensions that I had today. Again, I posted the Vicki Davis's PDF there, and I've posted the presentation link there, but I will also be adding this math link for great web apps and add-ons for math. Now, add-ons is something that we have not talked about, that they are different from extensions and apps. And we probably need to do a whole section on add-ons, but the add-ons work within Google Docs and Google Slides and Google Sheets. Okay, so it's kind of an extension of the web store, but these are called add-ons, and they work within those specific applications. Remember, extensions and apps work in the browser. Okay, so that's a little bit different. Okay, so thank you so much for attending today, and hope to see everyone real soon. Remember, next week we will be focusing on the hour of code. The last week we will be out for Thanksgiving, so I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. I can't believe it's already November and Thanksgiving. But anyway, please join me next week, and if you have questions or need help or would like for me to visit your classroom and work with you and your students on anything, just email me, wgoodwin@gcs.k12.al.us.